morning. Thank you. It is my honor to present this year's Liberty Bell Award to Barbara Hollingsworth. Barbara grew up in the 1940s on the family farm in rural Louisiana with a family she loved and a family who loved her, but who never imagined that she would go to college, get a PhD, become a tenured college professor, coach college women's basketball right here in North Carolina, attend Campbell University Law School, and then come to Cabarrus County and practice law for a quarter of a century. This happened because Barbara lived her life like her rent was due tomorrow. She was tenacious and driven, smart and hardworking, I think that came from the farm, with the ability to compromise, a compassion for others, a wry sense of humor, and a keen sense of justice. Barbara and I met in the early 1980s when we were the first wave of women lawyers to come to Cabarrus County. That is actually technically not true. The first woman came to Cabarrus County and joined the bar in 1955. Barbara was only 10 years old and still living on the farm in Louisiana. But Anne Llewellyn McKenzie blazed the trail. The oral history we heard was that after a few years she left for the big city, where more women practiced law then. Decades passed. I came in 1981 with Nancy Northcott and Suzanne Hornaday, who still practices down the street with Bob Kreitz. Barbara came in 1983 and we were all off and running. At that time, and it's hard to imagine now, there was a Cabarrus County Bar Association and there was a Cabarrus County Bar Auxiliary. And the auxiliary were all the wives of all the men who were in the Cabarrus County Bar. When we came, those women embraced us. They said, you're lawyers and you're part of the Cabarrus County Bar, but if you want to be part of the auxiliary too, you can. And we did. We went to Cabarrus County Bar meetings, we went to auxiliary meetings. We went to Cabarrus County Bar dinners, we went to auxiliary dinners. And I have to tell you, those women shared some valuable intel. And now, all these years later, 45% of the Cabarrus County Bar are women, and nobody thinks twice about it. I lasted 3 years practicing law and then went on to CVAN. Barbara, however, hung out her own shingle. She was the first woman to have her name on the shingle of a law practice right here in Cabarrus County. And now all over the county, women have law shingles out and law practices, and nobody thinks twice about it. Barbara practiced for 25 years with a general civil practice, primarily family law with some personal injury and workers' comp. In 1984, she decided to run for the newly created district court position against Billy Hamby, who you all saw earlier today. She was again a first. She was the first woman whose name were on all of those political yard signs that we're getting a little tired of right now, that had a woman's name, and underneath it, it said, for district court judge. Today, 2 of our 5 district court judges are women. First it was Donna Johnson, followed by Christy Wilhelm, and nobody thinks twice about it anymore. The night of the election, when it became clear that Billy was going to win, Barbara said, I need to go congratulate him. And I said, okay, call him. She said, oh no, I need to go find him, shake his hand, and tell him congratulations. So I said, okay. We trotted down Union Street to the courthouse, which is where Billy was doing the election returns. Barbara went in, she found Billy, and that is exactly what she did. Because Barbara Hollingsworth believed that whether you win or you lose, you do the right thing. And that is how she practiced law. She was a fierce advocate for her clients. She set reasonable rates, she did payment plans, reduced fees, and a lot of pro bono work. And she also respected the lawyers on the other side, whether she knew you or she didn't know you, whether she liked you or she didn't like you. She was ethical and honest. And she gave generously throughout all of that time with her time and her money to causes and groups she believed in. She was part of a relatively new church. She took on, they were renting space, she took on chairing the Capitol campaign to buy land and literally build the church from the bottom up. She then expanded her practice into Harrisburg, putting out a second shingle, another first, worked for the Children's Law Center, and became a certified mediator. She retired in 2008, leaving more time to travel, do jigsaw puzzles, a favorite, continue her passion for sports, and enjoy her life with Pauline. Barbara died this past January, peacefully at home, after a long battle with cancer. At her memorial service, many stories were shared. One of them was of a former client that Barbara represented for close to a decade. Her ex-husband would take her in and out of court, custody, support, visitation, the list went on. And Barbara was there every time, whether she could pay or not. And Barbara said, "Just call me." What this woman said about Barbara was she helped me get my life back, I got my career back, so I could support myself and my kids, who are now adults and thriving. And we would not be where we are without Barbara Hollingsworth. I don't think there's one of us in this room who wouldn't be grateful if someone, decades later, remembered with such clarity the profound effect that we had had on their lives. So today, Barbara is once again another first. First to hang out her shingle as a woman, to run for judge as a woman, and today she is the first woman to receive the Liberty Bell Award for steadily leading the way, clearing the path for others, and for being, in every sense of the word, a true trailblazer. And so it is my honor to present this award to Barbara's wife, Pauline Tolson, to the rest of her family, and to all of us who were her friends and colleagues. So Pauline, if you'll come on up. If you'd like to say a word or two, here you go. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mary Margaret, for your kind words about Barbara, her work, and her life. And many, many thanks to the Cabarrus County Bar Association for presenting the 2018 Liberty Bell Award to Barbara Hollingsworth. On behalf of Barbara's family and friends, we are grateful for the high regard and respect that you have for her service. Barbara would be very honored and humbled to receive this award. About 2 weeks after Barbara died this past January, I was talking with Elaine Deck, one of her many dear friends. And if I could have her dear friends please just stand up for a moment. If you would stand, please. Thank you all for coming today. Anyway, I was talking with Elaine, and here's how she described Barbara. She said, "You know, Pauline, she had a fierceness of spirit and a gentleness and grace of delivery." A fierceness of spirit and a gentleness and grace of delivery. May it be so for all of us. Thank you.